Step up, step up. Step up, step up, step up. Saw the screen glow green. Thought I had the code. One tap, one grin. Then I doubled my load. Borrowed time, borrowed pride. Pushed it to the edge with my finger on the slide. Fresh white shoes on the shaky floor. One more click, I was asking for more. Big talk, big ring, thin as smoke. I was dancing with fire and I felt that choke. Heart in my throat, hand on the wheel. I kept saying maybe, like maybe it was real. One more swing, one more spin. The house was smiling, letting me in. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all, baby. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all, maybe. Ride too high, burn too fast. Cash in my pockets, gone in the blast. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all, baby. Bet it all, baby. Now the room went cold when the line turned red. Tall, tall dreams fell down like a stack of lead. I chased that shine through a hungry rush. Found a velvet trap in a glossy crush. Every win got loud, every loss got mean. I was rich for a second, then I split the scene. No chain, no crown, no lucky hand, just a mouth full of dust where my promise had been. Oh, heart in my throat, hand on the wheel. I kept saying maybe, like maybe it was real. One more swing, one more spin. The house was smiling, letting me in. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all, baby. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all, maybe. Ride too high, burn too fast. Cash in my pockets, gone in the blast. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all, baby. I learned the hard way what hunger can do. It puts on a diamond face, then it runs right through you. One step back, one breath in, a little less thunder, a little more skin. No more craving, no more show. I want my feet on the ground, where the real ones grow. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all, baby. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all, maybe. Ride too high, burn too fast. Cash in my pockets, gone in the blast. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all, baby. I burned my lesson, now I know. Bet it all, and watch it go. Step up, step up, step up. Screen still glows. A kettle cold, but my hand still goes. I'm off that range with a coffee stain. Clean mind, sharp eyes in the moonlight train. Order stacked like cards in the deck. I wait my turn, I don't blink yet. One clean setup, that's the code I live. came to earn it. Dark outside, but my plan stays lit. No lucky break, got size up grit. Read that candle, read that spread. Take the compact, keep my head. I lost before I learned that sting. Now I cut my fear on a tighter string. Every dawn is a test I choose. If I want the crown, I pay my dues. Hear that tick, hear that pulse. Feel that pull in my bones. I came this far for the long game. I won't leave it alone. London calling, London calling. I'm up for the open. London calling, London calling. I want that moment. Trade clean, trade smart. London calling, London calling. I came to earn it. Let the night press in. Let the doubt get loud. I stayed on my feet. I stayed unbowed. One more shot at the life I chose. One more step when the market waits. London calling, London calling. I'm up for the open. London calling, London calling. I want that moment. Trade clean, trade smart. London calling, London calling. I came to earn it. I'm away from the porch, dust on my Chevy tail. One suitcase, one good shirt, and a pocket full of mail. I learned to read the weather by the bend in the corn. Then I traded that river road for a train in a dome. Taller buildings, harder eyes, cold cash, cold skies. I held my breath, I held my ground. Then I heard that city sound. Boots in New York, heart still small town. I bet on my name and I never back down. From dirt roads to gold floors, I found my way. Boots in New York, I'm still that boy today.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. What a great show we got for you today. How's everybody doing? Sound check, mic check, blood check, whatever. Buying dollars, selling stocks, gold potentially. Good morning, everybody. Question of the day today is: am I going to straddle? I'm not, but you guys are welcome to, because I already got everything I wanted funded for now. But I'm going to show you the typical straddle trade that we do. And I'm also going to show you how you can employ this trade anytime during the day, as long as you think you have some kind of continuity momentum. I posted this yesterday because I didn't straddle yesterday. I simply traded what we do as a new straddle on a directional move at around 11:30 in the afternoon, 11:30 in the morning. And it's relatively easy to do with the new indicator that I have, the new version of the indicator that I have, depending on whether you think, you're going to get extension or reversion. Generally, at around 11:30 in the afternoon, if we have a big rally, we typically unwind part of that rally. Remember, for us to get funded with Apex, which is the cheapest one, you can buy the 85 pack for, the 5-pack for $85 with BK Save. Let me just put the code in there. Make sure you guys got it. Sorry. use the code BKSAVE and get the 5-pack. It's the easiest way to get yourself organized. You can basically take a bet on the following structure. This is for a 25K account. Two minis on the NASDAQ with a 156 tick profit. That's it. No, nothing else. Basically, my trade, if you're going to do unidirectional one way, it would be 2 NQs, 156 TP, no stop. And if you're going to straddle the trade against the S&P, then you traded with 3 S&Ps with a 41 tick take profit, no stop, to offset the trade. If you get volatility, if you get a move one way or the other, you absolutely can do it. But my point is, you don't have to do that. You could actually simply put yourself positionally into a trade after the event with just a 2 NQ position. And as long as you catch a 30-point move in a single direction, you absolutely could get it done, right? So very, very cool. Either way you want to do it, it's totally possible. 2 NQs, 156 TP, 3 ESs, 41 TP. Those are the levels that you want to trade. Now, before Kate comes in here, I want to show you how cool the new indicator is. Everybody who's watching me, who's new in the show, may not know that we trade a proprietary indicator that I myself have developed with about, I think, what's my lead if I'm going to go on the one side? Long, actually. I think the market is underestimating the, if I'm bullish NFPs, maybe that's actually negative NQs. It's there's 2 different questions. Is a good number positive or negative? I wonder if the good number, like in other words, a strong NFP number, could actually create a knee-jerk downside because they're afraid that it's not going to, they're going to cut rates. Like something that's positive for the economy may be bad for the market because of higher rates. So I don't have a real vibe on it. I'll be honest with you, Ben. I think in this case, it might really behoove us to wait post-event. And if we get a good read, let's say, we think, okay, this is going to be a generally positive read or generally negative read, we can just position ourselves into a more meaningful trade using the signals of the BFF as they stand right now. Okay, so it's really my view is it might be better to trade post event, but if you're gonna straddle, just straddle it. There's no one way fronting it. Is there a reason we can't use NQ in both accounts? Yes, because Apex won't allow it, because then you are literally doing the same trade. By going long NQ and short ES, you're taking just enough, because there's no guarantee that one is going to rally, the other one is going to fall, right? They are correlated, but not the same. The rules of Apex is that you're not allowed to trade the same account in 2 opposite directions at the same time, because that's obviously cheating. So that's why we do it. So anyways, good morning. Everybody coming into the room. Kay is going to be with me. Sam is going to be with me. We're going to trade our friends. I'm actually going to trade the Hola Prime accounts. You can see these are the accounts I'm trading right now. I'm going to trade all of the cool statistical edges that we have in here in the new version of the BFF indicator. But before I even talk about the indicator, I want to tell you all the things that we added to it that I think everybody's going to love. First of all, by popular request, it's called hedging, not cheating. No, it's called cheating. It's called cheating if you're trading prop, because it's an asymmetrical bet, my friend. Okay, so first order of business is I have added the YM. This is the YM data, all real time. This is all real time YM data and real time ES data. So you have both the S&P and the Dow futures, as well as gold and NASDAQ, which can give you statistical trades all throughout the day, which makes it incredibly cool. We're going to talk about the S&P a little bit later because we had a really fun session in London. There is a super interesting way to trade the S&P overnight. I don't trade the S&P, but if you want to trade S&P as a positional trade, there are a couple of hours in the middle of the night where there's literally a 97% chance of winning the trade. And I'm going to propose to you a couple of ideas if you want to do positional trades. Really fascinating. We'll talk about that after the event because Kay is going to come on board right now very soon. She's going to walk you through what the market is expecting on non-farms, where things are going to probably react to it, and so on and so forth. Another thought I had is, we're talking about the idea of, so where's my thing? Where did I put my, oh, I thought I put the text over here. Let me add the text. So the straddle numbers, for those of you guys who want to straddle, just, off the 5-pack of Apex, which is $85, be sure to use BK Safe to get that $85. Here's the story. You have 2 NQs. I'm just going to give you all the data, but I'm also going to give you gold because in case you want to hedge with gold. 2 NQs this is a 25K account. So for 50K, just double everything. So this is 25K, right? You want to get 25K funded, 156 TP, no stop, against 3 ES's 41 or 42 TP actually. Do make it 42 to give yourself things. But if you also want to do gold, right? You want to do gold as far as our structure goes. I think we go with we go 76. I think we do. We go to 76. We want we want 2 GCs. 2 GCs. Hey Kay, how are you?
Hi, I'm just smirking at the comment from Michael. Don't let her bully you today. I mean, I'm delivering things I hope will only help you guys because now I'm looking at the strategy legend and it's amazing. I mean, it's almost too much information. I don't know what we're going to do.
That can go away. It can go away. Look how cool this is. Wait. It's not permanent. This is very good. It's only if you want a reference source, but if you want it to go away, it can go away. Boom. Nice and easy. No longer there. Nice and easy. See? There, we anticipated everything. But
you anticipated my comment.
Yes. But Kay, you know what's amazing is that not only do we have live data feeding us statistical information on NQ and GC, but now we also have it on YM and S&P and the ES,
So hold on. What are these percentage rates? Are they the percentage accuracy of the strategy?
Yes, these are percentage.
And how long? What's this 525?
So this tells you this is a very asymmetrical bet. $5 take profit, $25 stop. In this particular hour, the 8 o'clock hour, if you were trading the sell trend setup, it was 90.6% accurate over this 8 o'clock hour over the last 20, 30 days. The full sample size, 181 trades, right? Maybe even 30 days. And that means it was 7.3% above break-even level. When it's plus, this is above the break-even level. So it's clearly very good. But this is what's mind-blowing about this. We stumbled across this in the London session. The S&P, because the S&P obviously is a much smaller product. This is basically designed for scalping. But when you do 525, that's really a positional trade. It's not a scalp in the S&P. There were a couple of hours, 2 o'clock hour, 3 o'clock hour, where several setups were 97% win percentage. Ridiculous. And we actually just for shits and giggles said, hey, let's test it out. Let's take that setup. And they all hit. It was unbelievable. It was like watching the future.
I mean, that's great. I mean, I don't chime in here whether you agree or disagree with me, but that on instinct looked like a date to me. I thought it was maybe the data was from 525. Maybe it should be
sure, that's easy. We can change it.
You
we
can
change it to
squeeze
5.
TPSL? Can you squeeze in
Yeah,
TPSL
no,
in there?
we that's no problem. That's actually a good point. You know, that was it was a shorthand, but you're right. We'll make it more explicit. We've been trying to make it.
Right. I don't know if it will look a little
No,
messy.
if I make it, there's still enough space, and I can use lowercase.
Wait,
Five,
no, hold on. Can you put emojis in there?
sure.
Like maybe we do a plus next to the take profit and a stop sign. Either plus minus might be a little cleaner. No, but like
You know
plus
what? I think your
slash
initial instinct.
minus.
Honestly, I've tried everything like with emoji, everything else. The most obvious, the cleanest thing to understand is text. If I just put 5TP 25SL, everybody will understand what that means.
But bottom line is, I thought it was a date, and I thought
Okay,
the
now,
accuracy
fair
rate was
point.
from that date.
Fair point. We'll change to the next iteration, and we'll make it even more user friendly. And by the way, everybody in the show, chime in. The whole point is we want to make it as user friendly as possible. So almost anything you suggest, I could change. Right? I mean, yesterday, you know where we got the YM and the S&P idea? That was from the users. They were like, "Can you add YM?" And I was like, "I had no idea." And then I was like, "Yeah, fuck, this is amazing." You know, it's because everything. This is a real database. So it means that you can plug in anything you want. It's total plug and play. So very, very excited. I'm super excited about this because people who want to do positional trades can absolutely use the S&P as a guidepost. I mean, just, like let me show you just, and then I'll let Kate talk because I'm jeopardizing your time. But let me go into, we can go into replay mode with the S&P, right? And I'll show you. Because this is gonna tell you. Look at the ratios: 95.7%, 12.4% above break even on a bull reversal setup in the S&P at this time, right? And then at the 2 o'clock hour,
Wait. What does 12.4 mean?
Above break even. That's like
it's already in the trade, or how far it went?
So let's imagine if this particular stop and target, you would need to make, let's say, 80% accuracy to be break even. And if you're at 95% accuracy, you're at 15% above break even. You have a very, very fat edge. That's the edge. This tells you.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I wonder if it could be a bit more obvious. But
yeah.
Yes, I like that idea. Okay, we'll mull on it. Anyway.
Anyways, so you can look at the percentages: 95.7% accuracy on a bull reversal at the 2 o'clock hour. If you're in Europe. This is money in the bank. I was just shocked at how good these setups were. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna stop yapping because Kay's got to take the screen. We got 15 minutes before the data lands. So feel free to if you want to share your screen.
I can do. Hold on, let me see. Let's do this. All right, wonderful. Okay, everyone. Welcome to our Monday. Sorry, not Monday. To our non-farm payrolls live trading Friday. This week has certainly been a complete blur for me. It's been very busy. But anyway, today's non-farm payrolls Friday, and we want to talk about first of all how what is expected. Also, what kind of opportunities there are, what kind of surprises that are tradable, and what all of this means, for the market. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to share my screen. Give me a second. By
the way, Michael said to you, sign up for training and then it'll become obvious to you. That was
very maybe with those accuracy rates, I should, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, hold on. Just give me 1 second to share my screen. All right. Okay, hold it. This is not what I like, but all right. I think we're good here. Okay, so what I wanted to share with you was this graphic over here. So before every non-farm payrolls report, I always publish this graphic to give us a sense of which way the market could lean for NFPs. And some of you guys are asking me, how could NFPs impact NQ, dollar, gold? We'll talk about that. We still have a few minutes, so I'm not going to be in too much of a rush. But when we go into the non-farms payrolls report and any big number to begin with, it's always important to consider what is the current market sentiment and what is expected. So first off, right-hand corner of this, you'll see the market is looking for a weaker number. The market expects NFPs to be 85,000 against 115,000 previous, so a lower number. The unemployment rate, unchanged. Average hourly earnings, unchanged. Now, first off, chat, if you've traded, NFPs before, you will know that oftentimes, these things don't come in unchanged in line with the previous month. That's where the surprise is. That's where the opportunity is. So even though the market expects no change in the unemployment rate and average hourly earnings, that's where the element of surprise could really be. And there's a very good possibility that it will deviate from those expectations. So that is what is tradable. Now, every single month, I also put together, this graphic or that basically outlines, whether there's a stronger case for a good payrolls report or a weak payrolls report. Sometimes it's like 7 of them are all on one side. Sometimes, it's kind of 50-50. So I want you all to take a second, look at this image, and let me know whether you think that it's going to be stronger, whether there's more green or more red. That's the only thing I want to ask you. Is there more green or more red? So type into the chat whether you see more green or more red. I'm going to give you 1 second to do this. All right, let's get some interaction here. It's not Farm Payrolls Friday. Snowman says more stronger. Peter says, more red. I'm getting red, greens all over the place. And that is the kind of dichotomy that we're walking into this, because you're absolutely right. First off, it is certainly obvious that there are 5 X's and 4 check marks. So there are definitely more reds than more greens, but the greens are much more important, and they are probably more telling of what could impact could manifest itself in NFPs. So to be more specific, we have ADP rising to its highest level since January 2025. That's a year plus. We had a sharp rise in job openings. ISM services is very interesting. The U.S. economy is pretty much services based, and so the U.S. economy is services based. It's the biggest part of the U.S. economy, and that was basically unchanged. So there's really no color from the ISM services. If there was a big drop, that would tell us that, okay, maybe NFPs would be weaker, but it was pretty much unchanged. So it suggests maybe we'll hover around 100,000. And we had an increase in manufacturing jobs. Now, on the flip side, consumer sentiment is down in the dumps. Can you believe that with stocks at record highs and the Dow plowing to even more record highs? I mean, yesterday, 800-point rally. The University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index is at a record low. And consumer confidence is down as well. Jobless claims the highest level since February. So, that's like, what is this, 4 months ago? Highest level since February. Continuing claims are increasing, and we had a rise in challenger layoffs. So all of that is the reasons why, part of the reasons why NFPs is expected to be weaker. But as my good friend Ben in chat, or frequent, he's not my good friend, I'm sorry, I don't know you, but where our frequent live stream attendee pointed out, the ones in the green are more important than the ones in the red. So even if there's more red, the better news, just verbatim, skews to the green side. So we know that the leading indicators tell us that non-farm payrolls may not be so bad. So now let's take a look at the sentiment in the markets. So ignore my chart right now. Let's look at the right-hand corner on my watch list. So watch list shows the Dow is up, but really not up all that much. 23 points, I would not say is really positive. It's basically flat. NASDAQ is down 1%. This is a pretty big move. 1% is a pretty big drop. And if we just go to our daily charts, let me just remove the zip for now. If we go to the daily charts on NASDAQ, this, has the signs of a making of a top in the NASDAQ. And NASDAQ is down 1%. It's obviously down 1% because of tech earnings worries, not so much NFPs. S&P is also down, although ES, yesterday had a good day, but between ES and NASDAQ, it is risk off. From the perspective of gold, that is flat down a little bit. Oil is flat down a little bit. The US dollar is lower across the board. The reason why I'm telling you about what's the moves in the market are right now is because usually when we have to take into consideration the sentiment of the market to understand where the bigger reaction could be. So let's kind of drill this down. I'm going to put this, let's put up just the NQ chart, and let's understand this. All right. So number one, economists are looking for a weaker number. All right. That's not number one. Okay. Economists are looking for a weaker number. So number one, what do we know? We know that the leading indicators, let's just say data, suggests up surprise. Let's just call it beat. Data suggests beat. All right. Markets are, let's be specific, NQ and ES, which is pretty much what most of you guys trade. NQ and ES are basically slightly risk off. And this is the important part. Okay. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Dollar is down going into the number. Gold is flat, marginally down. Okay. So this is what we're looking at going into the number. And bond yields, which I love to look at, yields are flat. So, they're not telling us anything. So we're looking at this, and we know that the market's kind of risk off. The data suggests a beat. So, what is the potential reaction? What is the trading opportunity? Now, first, let's talk about the forecast, right? The forecast is, I already forgot. I think we said like 85,000, right? Yeah, 85,000. So what are we looking for what is considered an upside surprise? What is considered a downside surprise? So let's talk about the beat. Well, last month was 115,000. I don't think it will take much to really impress the markets, because the most important thing that you should know about today's non-farm payrolls report is that the market, first of all, is expecting no action from the Fed in June. They're pricing in a 99% chance of no action. And in fact, if you look at CME Fed Fund futures, you will see that the market for CME Fed Fund futures, which measures whenever you hear people say what is priced in for the Fed, they're always talking about the CME Fed Fund futures. You go to June, you can see market expects 96% chance of no change. And then you go to December, you can see that right now we're at 3.5%. Most of this to the right-hand side of the chart. So the market is pricing in a pretty much 50% chance of a rate hike, not a rate cut. So the market is leaning hawkish. So if we get a good number, I think 100K will be good enough. And we want to make sure the earnings rises 0.3% and unemployment rate is unchanged. A miss would have to be, a pretty substantial miss in order for the market to really think that this could change the game plan for the Fed. And that's really the key, which is how bad does the number need to be to get the market talking about rate cuts again instead of rate hikes? Because the market is right now pricing in a rate hike in the month of by the month of December. So I think it has to be 50K. Maybe if we get somewhere between, let's say, 55 to 60K. I'm not even sure if 60K will be bad enough, but definitely 55 and lower, that would be the big miss. And so if we get 55 and lower, considering that we do not get earnings going to 0.4%, and I don't think that's possible, because with people are being laid off, they're not going to pay people that much more. But if we get a 55 to 60K and earnings, are in line and unemployment rate is unchanged or better, it increases, then the opportunity is we're definitely going to get a big sell-off in NQ, probably a bigger opportunity in ES, because ES is down less on a percentage basis, and then definitely a nice opportunity on YM. Like I said, NQ is already down 1%. Of course, it's going to react, but the bigger reaction could be in ES and YM. We're going to see the dollar's already down. I'm going to be looking to sell dollars on this, and I'm going to be looking to sell dollar yen in particular, because dollar yen is beginning to roll over. If you look at my zip charts, which we'll have a second to do later, you'll see that dollar yen is beginning to roll over. So that is going to be the game plan. Gold, is probably going to sell off as well, but I'm just going to focus on, the potential move in dollar yen. Don't forget, we also have Canadian jobs report. So that's also expected. And CAD jobs are expected to come in. Where is this? It should be a little stronger. All right. What if we have an upside surprise? What's considered an upside surprise, right? 100K, we'll probably have a little bit of a rally in NQ, but honestly, I'm probably going to fade the move because the market's already kind of bearish today. I think we need a big beat, like 150, like K, let's say big beat, 150K, no downward revisions in order to really get a nice, really go long NQ. Okay. So I'm going to be looking to fade I think you get initial fade and especially the fade the move in ES. And then what else? The dollar. So if we get, a stronger number, we're going to be looking at dollar Swiss is the trade. So that's what we're going to be looking at. And we're about 30 seconds to the data. So this is the game plan. I'm going to switch over to my FX charts. Boris, can you repeat what you've put on as your orders while I flip?
My orders are, we can show my charts too, but like my orders are 25K, 2 NQs, 156 take profit, or 3 ESs, 42 ticks take profit, or GCs, which is what I really think. If a positive number, gold is going to dump 76 TPs, 76 ticks for TP. I think gold will be the most sensitive one to a big upside surprise. I'm gonna tell you, I have my applet up. 6-7 seconds left. We'll see where it goes. I'm sure the price is going to show.
So you said yes, and gold is what you're watching.
Yeah, I think gold is the trade.
Oh, there we go. So it's rallying. What's the number? It's got to be stronger, right?
It must be stronger. I bet you gold is dumping, and gold is dumping. It's down 26.
So what's your applet say for the data?
Data is 172 versus 89.
172 versus. Oh, okay. What about the average? Look, it's fading in dollar yen. It's a good number.
CAD number is also really good. CAD number is 87 against 10.
Okay, so CAD yen, so basically this is a really good number. And so I think, we're going to have an upside in dollar Swiss is the trade, 79. I think it could have a little bit more momentum, but be careful of that. This is also a good number for NQ. But what I think you should do is you should wait for the 5-minute closure of this candle and see where it closes before getting into NQ. Because if the market doesn't care, then this is bearish for NQ because it means that it reinforces that the Fed is going to.
Fed is going to stay. I think it's super bearish gold though. Like if you want to trade the most vulnerable, it's gold that's going to dump like a.
Yeah. So gold I think is a good sell. It's already moving lower. You probably want a little bit of a bounce here at 44.50 and change or 55 and change in order to get in. Dollar Swiss 79 was what we were looking for the upside. Look at dollar yen. Dollar yen is because we're underneath the 160 level. It's really struggling. We're definitely going to see more opportunity in the indices. So right here, we were talking about gold 44. It did pop up to 44.55. I saw in the move. And so I think you can at least get 10, 15 points here. And then NASDAQ, I also think this 5-minute candle is going to take a while to close. But I think, patience is probably definitely warranted over here. But in FX, this NFPs could be a little bit more boring than other NFPs simply because it's either way, the Fed's not going to do anything in June. But, I think it's good enough of a number that reinforces the dollar story. Dollar yen is definitely, a little bit more of an overstretch. Let's look at CAD yen here. CAD yen could be interesting, but I prefer CAD Swiss over CAD yen. I think that CAD Swiss could have a bigger move. The crosses tend to be better on a lot of this. Let me just dive. I want to see what's the full-time employment versus part-time.
Well, I don't have the data. This is not broken up for me. Is it broken up for you yet?
It'll be over here.
Unemployment is also really good. It's 6.6 against 6.9. Seems like everything.
CAD full-time employment 154,000. Yeah. This is a really good CAD number.
Yeah, I don't know. I
really like the Euro CAD to the short side. I really like the Euro CAD to the short side. It's a little bit extended, but I think it could continue. We should have been on the ball with that one, but that's fine. But I think selling it maybe in the 15-20s could be a good move to the downside. But it has moved, we'll stretch up a little bit to 20 here in Euro CAD. Dollar Swiss isn't moving. It's fine. Very quiet movements. Did your trades trigger anything, Boris?
I'm not trading. I'm just letting you, do your thing because we have plenty of opportunities to trade afterwards.
Okay, so what I do want to say is that, look, listen, it's very important. The market was already bearish NQ to begin with. And so this reinforces the bearishness. And so we said that there could be bigger opportunities in catch-up move in ES. And so that is already happening. So hopefully you get some more downside opportunity in ES. I would be selling rallies all day in ES today. I think YM is also going to move down. So all of that, I think, we've got 2 more minutes to the 5-minute candle close, but I think, even just going lower in NQ, if we look at our 15-minute charts, it could at least go to this low of 47, probably much lower than that in S&P, probably 75.40 at least in the S&P, but it's continuing to move down over here. So, everything is on and we're in stall mode, and we'll see if we get any type of movement here. But ES, I think, could come down further on the back of this. And for FX, we're looking at Euro CAD to the downside and dollar Swiss to the upside in FX. And, pretty much at these levels here. Any questions? Yeah, dollar yen is ripping. I mean, dollar yen is going to continue higher, but 160 is also a huge level for dollar yen. It was in below the indicator line for ZIP. Now it's moving up above the indicator line. So, it's continued to power higher. I like to hide in dollar Swiss, which is less volatile, but we'll see. So EuroCAD did pop up to 20. It's now pulling back a little bit. Gold also popped up to 55.
Would you suggest getting short EuroCAD? Is that one of your trades?
Well, that was, yes, on the pop to 160, 120. We'll have to see, as I said, NFPs this month is less market moving, but you're already getting the S&P move that we call down to these lows over here. So this was the catch-up move, whereas I stopped, we pulled off NQ from our chart, but S&P, because it was lagging behind, is moving more. And then we'll just have to wait. I like Euro dollar Swiss to the upside, to the long. We got at 79 was when we were talking about it. And then Euro CAD, we had a very, very good Canadian jobs report. I mean, looking at the data one more time, it was, green all around. NFPs, green, 172, unemployment rate unchanged, average hourly earnings unchanged, CAD jobs report 154,000. Unemployment rate dropped to 6.6. Yes, more people fell off the unemployment rolls, but still, even though they fell off the unemployment rolls, it's still good. Look at this. Look at this breakdown. Hopefully you sold gold with me. This is 10 points there in gold already. Start taking your profits. We sold 44.55. This is probably going to the 40s that we talked about. This already reached this low over here. This is up 10 points. Not hugely exciting, but slow grind upwards.
I'm sorry. Who said gold was the best trade? I'm sorry. Who was that on the stream that said the gold was the best trade today?
You did, and you're absolutely right. And gold is moving down.
Yeah.
So, dollar Swiss, this territory is resistance. So if you're already up 10 pips, these scalp trades, you just want to get out. Are we even 5 minutes? Yeah, we're 5 minutes past the number already. And we already had this candle break low. It's already moving lower. The best way to trade news is to isolate the high and the low. And we have the low, the retrace, break and retrace. And we're waiting for another breakdown now. But, gold's moving lower, everything just continuing in the direction that it should be continuing. So Dow is also moving lower, but there's only so many things you can be watching, right? And so I think, usually about plus 15, plus 20 is what I'm looking for in the news trades on a slow data day. So dollar Swiss is pretty much there, plus 14, Euro CAD, plus 10 already. Support is at 06 or so. This is already a big move. Consider going to break even and trailing your stops downwards.
Give me a show of hands, just a +1, if any of you took the short gold trade.
Or the long dollar Swiss, or the long dollar trade.
Yeah. Just let us know, because it's just a good example. I just want to show you. This is a very, very good example of when, if you have meaningful data, and the operative word is meaningful data, how you could use Kathy's analysis to really convert that into profit.
Right. I mean, meaningful data is really what we're talking about, right? Because here we laid out the game plan. I don't even know where all my writing went, but we clearly laid out the game plan. And we wrote out what constitutes a big surprise. And so, we knew as soon as it came out that number 17,
Right.
I already forgot, whatever the number was constituted a big enough surprise to take the trade. And we're seeing the move in gold continue. Look at this, Euro CAD already plus 15, we have a round number coming down. And so all the trades are looking good.
Think about, like, just sort of understand what's going on. When you have meaningful data, there's two types of reactions. There's the algo reaction, where the algos just simply are programmed. If it's, if it beats, go this way, go the other way, right? Then there is the much more durable and much more tradable analytical reaction. This comes from what's called real money accounts. That's like pension funds, money managers, hedge fund guys who are not trading for the next minute, are looking at this data and trading for the next month and a half. So, like, right now, it's very, very clear that the odds of any type of a rate cut pretty much disappeared, and odds of a rate hike may have actually increased. All of that has very immediate impact on a variety of assets, including, of course, gold. The reason why gold is the most vulnerable is because if interest rates do go up, gold loses a lot of its attractiveness. Remember, gold has no yield. So the higher the yield, the more attractive bonds become. That's why it's the most vulnerable to an upper increase in interest rate regime. So that's how you get price dissemination, and that's how you can capitalize on ideas. Because as you follow Kathy, you follow her analysis, you see, oh, this is now real money moving into the trade, and you can obviously capitalize. You don't need to.
At the end of the day, also, you've got to be prepared. You can't just be sitting here thinking blinds that you want to know what matters and what doesn't matter. And I've told you many times that so we got to move in dollar Swiss that we wanted. We got to move in Euro CAD, but don't expect much more, my friends, because even though we're talking about December, we're talking about rate hike in December. That is in December. In June, no rate changes from the Fed, no rate changes from the Bank of Canada. Only ones that could move is ECB and the Bank of Japan. So that's why the bigger opportunities are in gold. Let me just finish one more thing. And the reason we talked about how we were less interested in NASDAQ, it did obviously move, but it pushed lower to a new low on this time frame. To a smaller degree than ES, because of the fact that it was already kind of quote unquote deeply sold before the number. So that is why understanding expectations is such an important part of the game as well.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about ECB. I thought I read somewhere one of the governors saying there's a strong chance they're going to raise. Like, what are is there a lot of, is there high?
Yeah. Did you not join me on Monday? You were there. I guess, you were.
No, I tune out. Sorry.
You tuned me out. But, the ECB has a 90% chance of a rate hike in June, which is next week. So, yes, they are going to be raising interest rates, and all the language suggests that they're going to be raising interest rates.
Right. Okay. All right.
The BOJ is at a 70% chance of a rate hike. So that's something to pay attention to. We talk about dollar yen a lot, and it's like the powerhouse that continues to move upwards. And unfortunately, in order for dollar yen to top, you need three things to happen. You need intervention, rate hike, and U.S. yields coming down. Intervention happened. Rate hike will probably happen. But unfortunately, this number, look at this. Our yields flipped from flat to positive. Right. And so they're going to be fighting a losing battle if there isn't some sort of dramatic reason, AKA end to the Iran war and no more tariff talks next week. Which I don't think is going to happen. I don't know. Chat, let me know if you think it's going to happen. But unless that happens, yields are not going to budge for them.
Yeah. I think your guess is as good as anybody's at this point. Nobody knows on the geopolitical front. Anyways, thank you so much. What a great session. Kay killed it on all the assets. Hope you guys. I see a lot of people shorted gold, which is really nice to see. So a lot of people made bank on that, which is really, really good. And now we turn to the fun part of the show. We're going to bring my friend Sam Saleh from Hola, and we're going to scalp our heart away through the open, see how the markets trade, into all of this. I'm going to walk you through the whole new version of the BFF dots indicator that is totally available now on Hola, because we can trade Evade, and I'll show you all the stuff. I'm going to be trading the Hola accounts with Sam, and he's going to obviously trade all his stuff. So Kay, thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys, for having me today. It's always fun to join the stream. I'm glad that you guys made money in gold, and hopefully some of you guys made money in the dollar as well. And I'm sure you guys will have a great time trading with Sam. So bye-bye.
Bye, Kay. Nice to see you. Bye. All right. So we're going to bring Sam on board. Hey, Sam, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Boris?
Very good. Very good. I'm going to take off her. Wait, hold on a second. I want to remove her thing and bring my chart off. By the way, guys, I don't know, Sam, if you notice, I was going to tell this to Kay. There is there's an applet on TradingView from Financial Juice, totally free. That basically lets you, show you the calendar and everything else right on the charts. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah. So you can actually, not only that, by the way, but also gives you the headlines. So if there's a red headline, you can really see it very fast. It's like my go-to thing, and it's a Chrome built-in extension, so super easy to use. And I use it all the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll have to get that. That sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah. So I've been running guys through like the basic ideas of the new version of my dots indicator, which has, this is something you probably haven't seen, literally built in live running stats table. Like what this is basically telling you is there are 6 different strategies in here, which we'll go through each one of them, but it's telling you it's ranked by the most profitable to the least profitable within this hour. This is going back 80 samples over the last, 30, 40 days, however back the chart goes, real market data, every single trade based upon this indicator. And it tells you if you are 5 target, 25 stop, very, very negative skew, what your win rate is, what it is above the break even, so on and so forth. And it updates. So even within the hour, these numbers will change up or down depending on how effective the rate is. So, and the cool thing is, it's not just for the NQ. It's also for gold. It's also for gold. It gives you, see, gold is a much, much worse type of a trade right now. It's also for YM. Like basically, we have all 4 assets: gold, YM. By the way, look at how terrible YM is during this hour, and the S&P. And you can adjust everything. You can adjust the time frame. You can adjust the stops and targets. Anything else that you want inside the trade. So it's really, really cool. It's been a huge help to us. Like in terms of instead of just guessing what type of setup we should do, we get to choose the most likely setup and only focus that one and just trade that within the hour. And then I'll share some other. So basically, I'm going to give you guys a shorthand, and if you guys really want a full description, come trade with me on Monday. Come trade with me on Tuesday. I'll give you like a full description because there's so much in here. If you the full description of this like all the strategies. You can actually show the legend, which I'm going to show for just 1 second. There's like 5 strategies, and they're all a sequence of dots and candles. And what's very, very funny is, Sam, we're looking at all of this stuff, and I realized this is basically the colors of the rainbow on the candles. So we've just decided yesterday when we were in coaching that we're going to call this the kaleidoscope of profits. If you know how to, if you know how to interpret this is basically your kaleidoscope of profits. But the one thing that we do consistently that we love to do, is a strategy called super trend. And super trend happens when on the 1 minute chart. Oops, what did I just do? Sorry, I just deleted my thing. Sorry, let me add the indicator back. What is it, 34? Oh, hang on. You know what? Let me just refresh this. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, let's go this way. Sorry. Let me do this. Oh, here's, by the way, while I do this, let's talk a little bit about Hola before we kind of start trading. You guys are running some amazing deals here. This is the future side, but there's obviously they're running great deals on the CFD side. The thing that's really, really cool about their futures, which I don't think anybody does, is they will refund you. I believe this. It says right here, they will refund you the challenge fee. So literally, if you pass the challenge, it's free, which like is ridiculous. It's free to have to get a funded account. Like that is insane if you think about the offering, because you guys know, how we can, how consistent we are at getting evals funded. And by the way, the other thing that's very cool about this, I'm trading the 100,000 account. The 100,000 account is 6 up, 3 down. So you're gonna make 6,000. You have a $3,000 drawdown. That's only a 1 to 2 ratio. Almost everybody else is at 1 to 3s. In other words, you got to make 3 to against 1 drawdown in terms of ratios. This is a really good ratio. This is the kind of ratio that you usually see on the 50,000 accounts or the 25,000s. But I was like really, really impressed. So really, really cool stuff. And of course, it's all Trade of 8 prop now. So therefore, all of the BFF stuff works straight out of the box on the account. Here we go. Here's I just got to log in. Do I need to log in? Let me just reconnect my Hola account here. Here we go. Yeah, I think I must have screwed up. I must have put too much pressure on Trade of 8 here, and we'll put up stuff. So the last thing I'm going to do before we kind of start talking a little bit about Sam's structure and everything else is this is super trend. Super trend is when you have hot pink or neon green candles. Those candles tend to just fly away from the moving average. And when you get a great super trend, it just becomes like a boom, 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 30, 40, 50 minutes of continuous profit. You just buy, or sell, sell, sell. You get a really, really good continuation. So the only strategy where I kind of ignore my statistics, and unless it's really, really bad, unless super trend is like negative 5% edge this month, like at this hour, it says you really don't want to trade it. If it's break even, I will trade super trend all day long for one simple reason, because this incorporates every single trade, but I'm only going to take the first 3 dots of the super trend. So I'm going to take the absolute meat or the cream of the crop, and I'm going to keep my statistics hopefully as positive as possible. You'll see, we'll have a good time trading all of this stuff as the day progresses. But Sam, I see Sam's chart is here. Let's talk about Sam, because Sam's got his own unique process. This is why we love having him on a stream, because his stuff is just so cool and so valuable for us to learn from. So let me add him to the, hang on, let me delete and put you on the stage and have you kind of explain a little bit about your process and what we'll do.
Sure. So again, this is all about the orders, the footprint chart. I mean, I love the footprint chart. I mean, for me, I find now if I try to trade candlesticks, I'm almost blind now. You get so used to something.
Right.
I'm almost scared to trade just naked candlesticks now.
Right.
And essentially, this is showing.
You don't have the data, right? You don't feel like you have the information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly that. But essentially, this is showing the difference in contracts between the buyers and sellers. So this is the delta footprint, what you're seeing on the right-hand side, so all this stuff. And
sorry, can we just go through this a little slowly? Why is it you made it purple? Is it like so?
No, so I'm using I'm using a different software today.
Okay.
I've migrated over to a different platform. Different order flow platform called Deep Charts. Thought I'll give it a go. I heard a lot of good stuff about it. It's quite a new platform. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. And I've really grown to like it, to be honest.
Okay.
So I'm still kind of getting used to it a bit, but it's nice. So the purple and green, I mean, that's just
I mean, just so we understand. Yeah. So purples are negative delta. And let's explain for people the underlying idea here of what this is all about. These are little building blocks made up of how many, in your particular case, how many contracts are in each little building block?
So in this particular case, I think I've set it to 16. So four points a block, basically.
4 points a block. So if something moves 4 points up or down, right? Is that right?
That's correct.
If it moves 4 points up and down, it's going to gather up all of that volume data inside that move and tell you, oh, this was positive volume. Net volume there was more buyers net or more sellers net in that particular block move. And that block move is then stacked one upon the other as the price itself goes up. So the price is moving up and down on the y-axis on the right-hand side, and these blocks are building based upon the price configuration that Sam is using, which is 4 points. This is 4 points in the NQ, or what are we doing? Is this NQ?
Yeah, 4 points is the NQ.
So
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you chose 4 points as a building block for your analysis?
It just makes it like I will change it depending on how volatile the market is, but I like to have the block about maybe like 4 or 5 blocks per candle, roughly on average. Because if they're too small, it becomes quite hard to read. If they're too big, same again, it becomes hard to read. So it's just personal preference.
So
what's easy in the eye?
If you were to shorthand this, like in terms of these candles, is like how many minutes is each one of these little candles?
So this is a 1 minute chart. So every candle is 1 minute.
So I see. Yeah. So this is both time, volume, and price, all visually connected. So basically, these 4 points make up about a 1 minute chart generally. Obviously, like if you have a really, really big move, it's going to be like 8, 9 building blocks inside that 1 minute chart.
Exactly. Like for example, this candle here.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot more. Yeah.
Right. So it's it's a bunch of Legos that that you're just stacking, and then you're obviously reading what's happening inside those Lego blocks. What who's dominating who relative, and they're dominating it. Remember, I was telling you guys, like I think, or maybe I was saying this. I was explaining this during the London session. So I was trying to explain to everybody how is it, because in London session we were sitting around twiddling our thumbs, and all of a sudden we had a 100-point candle in 1 minute. 100 point. Nobody knew. There's no news. Like nobody knew what the F was going on, right? And so I was trying to explain to people what happens, and this is where volume and price are inextricably linked. What happens is when something like this moves. Generally, in a normal situation, it's basically algorithms, right? Big, fast algos. They see some kind of a news on the wire that's either positive or negative. And they are just what's called sweeping the ladder. That means, so you have these bids and asks on the bids on the left, asks on the right. And if you want to be a buyer, you just buy every single layer, every single lever of asks that's available out there. So the first layer is the actual price, and then higher is what everybody's willing to sell you at before. So when you have huge demand, you just literally sweep the ladder, right? Sweep the ladder up as an algorithm. But sometimes it's not an algorithm. Sometimes it's just a guy who, let's say, I don't know, he's investing his pension funds and he's rolling over his position. And he couldn't honestly give a flying F about the fact that he's going to get 100 points moved against him, because he's moving billions of dollars and he's going to be holding his position for like 3 months. He just wants to be wants to be hedged, or he wants to be in a position. So he's coming in and he's got huge volume, much bigger volume than anybody at that time of the day is willing to absorb. So he's saying, I want to buy, 1,000 lots of NASDAQ, and there's only about, 200 an offer at the next 20 levels. That's how you get a 100-point move. Now, what Sam is trying to ferret out all the time is when things get very liquid, when everybody is playing around, when 1,000 lots is like a 1 minute's worth of trade, is who really has got the dominance on volume. Volume is what creates the guy with the biggest volume creates the biggest price. That's what you need to understand. Price is a function of how much I want to buy. If I want to buy 10 times more than you, by very nature, I'm going to move price, because if nobody's willing to sell me 10, now if there's two guys, one guy is willing to sell them and the other guy is willing to buy them, and they're both got huge amounts of volume, the markets get very, very flat and offset. But generally what happens is when you get dislocation, it's because of volume. That's why he studies volume so much. It tells you what's very likely going to be moving in which direction.
Absolutely. Yeah, very well said. Very well said. Exactly what you're saying there. But what's important to note as well on the footprint, you're seeing exits as well. You're seeing entries and exits. Right. And the key to reading the footprint is being able to identify what volume is exit volume and what volume is entry volume. And to do that, you really just got to use a bit of logic. If we, for example, touch this low here, you can imagine anyone who's shorted within this kind of push down are probably, there's going to be some take profits there, and you're going to see a spike in sell volume as people's take profits get hit, right? If we, break the low, for example, and you see a spike again in sell volume, that's probably some buyers getting stopped out. So you don't want to chase the heavy volume if it's pretty apparent that that's people exiting, right? You want to look at where people are entering, and basically identify who is fresh in the market rather than people who are exiting. Like, for example, we just had a little spike here, 130. That, where it is in the chart. So this could be
buyers coming up. Buyers coming in.
It could be a buyer, but it could also be sellers exiting. And I think it's more likely probably a seller exiting manually, and it appears as buyers on the chart, right? So
can you explain why that happens? A seller just dumping. Because he's buying his shorts. Why is that showing up as a buy?
Literally just exiting. So some sellers who must have got in on this move down, exiting.
I see.
Quite literally.
He's covering his short. He's covering his short because that becomes a natural buy as a cover, but it's not an opening buy. It's a closing buy. And what Sam is looking for is opening buys. If he wants to get long, he wants to see some indication of opening buys, because the idea is volume precedes price. Like, in other words, if there are big guys that are opening buys, they're obviously betting on the fact the price goes higher. You want to follow their scent and join them, and see if the market can squeeze all the late shorts. It's basically trying to figure out who's got the power at any particular time in the market and trying to exploit that power as much as possible in your own direction.
Absolutely. Well said. And because it also comes down to intention, right? For example, the way this candle moved, this 138 for me was more likely a seller exiting the market, right? Because we had a bit of buy pressure come in. They probably got a bit nervous. We're getting close. There's a saying, don't be a dick for a tick, right? We're very close to the low. They're probably just got out.
That should be our motto.
Exactly. And, like the intention, like these are fresh sellers coming in again, right? Now we want to see, do these sellers defend? Are they actually going to defend their position? And as we tapped into them, it looks like, they are kind of, holding the line here for now. But if we travel above them and you start seeing buy orders appear, like a big chunk, just like in an instant, a big chunk of buy orders, that these people have just been stopped out.
Well, from a price point of view, we are, just to let you know, we are testing the London session lows right now. London session lows are around 30.40. We're at 30.60. So, we're within a few points of the lows on a potentially a double bottom or a crash lower. I mean, that's what Sam is actually seeing here. He's trying to see if they can defend this level price wise, and then and see now they're starting to show a little bit of volume up, right?
Mm-hmm. And notice how the volume spiked a little bit as we got, like, very quickly. You gotta have a really sharp eye and look at how the volume spikes in an instant. It spiked to about 40 in an instant, and that to me indicates that this seller here probably got out at break even. Right? They covered. We moved down a bit. They moved over to break even, and they've just been stopped out at break even. And because intention is so important in the market, because if someone's got a lot of money on the line, they're going to try and defend it. Whereas if people are exiting, it's still volume and it still counts, but there's no intention behind that volume. It doesn't have the same effect in the market.
Opening trade is much more important than closing trade, because closing trade, you're just kind of done with it. The opening trade, you are interested in staying and managing that position. So you're, by very nature, much more engaged. From a price point of view, on our indicator, what we're seeing basically is a indication of a slowdown in selling. We have blue candlesticks, which are indication of sellers running out of gas. Not any. There's no indication that the buyers are ready to step up, but it's just simply the sellers can't press it any lower. Having said this, though, they're trying, and they're really clearly trying to test that, as I said, that 30-40 double bottom constructed right after the news. So that's the battle right now, is like how much, basically the battle now is how negative really is this news. I think it's going to be negative. I mean, it's sort of like, it's one of those good news is bad news type of things. It absolutely destroys any possibility of a rate cut, I think, this whole year. But more importantly, you're getting 172 jobs. Price levels are still pretty strong. Yeah, I think they're going to keep a cap on interest rates, but certainly it puts the market in a little bit more of a danger. And I think, could we remember, the other thing is, remember yesterday we talked about the idea of 30,000 on NASDAQ, just the absolute round number. It's screaming. So like one of these three things, Sam, I'd love to see us do. We're probably going to break 30,000. What's going to be fascinating is maybe on the open or afterwards is how we trade after that. Like, are buyers are they just simply waiting right now to crash those stops at 30,000 and then try to materialize and recapture them? And then maybe we can trade that reversal together.
Yeah.
But again, for right now, the buyers are just holding what's called holding bid. They're not letting that bottom get crashed yet. Blue candles have slowed down the selling, and I don't have any. There's nothing one way or the other as far as our setups go. For this particular, just from a statistical point of view, both the buy trend and the sell trend, just the regular straight up buy momentum, sell momentum setups, have the strongest possibility of success. Super trend is positive. Super trend, by the way, was while Sam was talking and I were talking, there was like a nice clean fall. It was about 6-7 candles we could have shorted together. But we'll do that as the day progresses. But now it's just kind of solid. It's also pretty much typical where we do 8:30 reaction, then everybody twiddles their thumbs until the market opens, because I think people are just watching, trying to figure out where the market on open orders will be. Like, who's gonna be flinching on the open.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it would be interesting to see. So I've marked out the low here, the London low, this yellowy gold line. It'll be interesting if once we get there, I'm pretty sure we will get there at some point. We're very close, to see what the volume does when we touch that line. If you see an instant spike in sell volume, a lot of sellers have just taken profit. And a few buyers most likely also being stopped out. Oh, there it happened instantly. There we go. All right. And we're seeing that spike in volume. That happened so quick.
There you go. They're pressing it lower.
Yeah.
And they still have the 30,000 to test. So they're not quite there yet on the 30,000. But I think, it's a decent indication momentum lower still. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see on this chart, like if buyers. I don't think I think very few are willing to step up in front of 30,000. I think they're all parked underneath there, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't see actually that much of a spike in volume. We definitely saw a spike here, and it happened so quick.
Is there what's the total volume on the bottom? What does that say? Because it's too small, I can't read it.
Unfortunately, I don't have the total volume on. I still haven't figured out how to actually get it on this program. I need to look at the manual a bit, but so yeah, I actually don't have the total volume at the moment.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's relatively neutral. I mean, they broke London low, which was almost a given. Dr. G says he hit that killer trade. Were you shorting that, Dr. G? Were you short that into the London low, just trading that momentum? Now they're coming back. By the way, they're coming back and they're literally trying to take out the highs of that candle. So that's interesting. Yeah. Do you ever look at them taking out highs and lows as a additional input into your analysis?
Only in a very trending market. If I see a lot of people, like if the market is very nice like this, where every candle is just sort of never taken out
lower high, lower high, lower high. Yeah.
Yeah, then I will look at the highs, like on a downtrend, the highs of the previous candles, because
Right.
I'm expecting people to trail. As we
Yeah.
move down one candle, I'm
Right.
expecting stops to move there, stops to move there,
That's
and
interesting.
then once they get taken out, then I look at the volume. Have people actually exited, or are they still holding onto their trade? And that can kind of give you an intention if if we're going to keep going.
Sure.
And like we just broke the London low, right? And then we had this kind of instant sort of reaction back up, and you're seeing a lot of buy orders here.
Yeah,
but truth be told, a lot of this buy volume is going to be people getting trailed out as well. Sellers getting trailed out. So I'm not going to put too much emphasis on this buy volume as real intentional buyers. Rather, I want to look at the new sellers coming in. So these guys right here, and see how good are they doing? Are they able to get the market down right now? They're posting a bit of volume, but they're struggling a bit. Buyers are slowly coming back in, but only small amounts. To me, it's starting to look a tiny bit more bullish if these sellers get squeezed out.
Yeah.
And I'll be expecting some kind of a pullback potentially.
I think
but it really comes down. Yeah.
I'm waiting to see. I don't have any dots yet on my. It's still very, sorry. They always yell at me for chewing gum on stream, so I'm not going to do it.
It's all good.
Because I need it's not even regular gum. I chew caffeine gum because five espressos is not enough.
Caffeine gum. I've never even heard of that. I didn't even think that was a thing.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's called Energy and Focus Narina gum. I don't even have a promotion for these guys, and but yeah, it's really cool. It's really good. It's actually really good. It definitely keeps you sharp when you're trading. What I was going to say is, okay, finally, I'm actually 54 seconds left. So I'll tell you at the end of this candle, if I have a true reversal signal on my charts. But it looks to me just like right now, as I am looking at the price action, the buyers are really trying. Well, now the sellers are going to just swamp them. There's still this. It's a tug of war. But if they can, I think if they can resolve the next couple of candles up, or even
I think we got a little push up coming.
Yeah, we're gonna get a push up coming. We'll see.
But if I was to enter I'll enter a trade just for the viewers. It's not something I would normally take, but I would have a stop, just below here. I can have a really tight stop.
Right.
Because I think there might be a bit of a retracement potentially coming in. I'm seeing sellers coming in, but they're kind of failing. They're going to need to post a lot more volume to kind of break the buyers here. But they are coming in. Buyers are still, coming in big chunks. That was like an instant 15. It is still pre-market, so the volume is naturally a bit crap. I don't usually trade pre-market, but I'm seeing a potential. If buyers are willing to buy higher up, they could actually break this little range we got.
Exactly.
They need to.
Exactly. For me, it's 35 seconds left. If they can basically, and they're not. It's a real struggle here between. You can tell it's just a struggle between. But if they need to break around the 62 level and hold it, if they do that, that forces the sellers to start covering. They're getting there. 18 seconds. I'm getting a dot. I'm starting to move it up. Buyers are kind of willing to transact a little bit higher, which is good for the intention.
Right. It's buyers naturally always want to buy the dip. We're seeing that happening, but we want to see now buyers come in heavy near the highs. Are they willing? Because the only way you ever break a range or highs is buyers have to be willing to trade at unfavorable prices. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. They got to be willing to take market. Is basically what you're saying.
That's it. Yeah.
So I do have a bullish reversal confirmed on my charts, but this is it's very, very negative skew. It's 86.5% accurate with a 3.2 over break even.
Nice
in this hour. But it's a 5 forward, 25 back. So you got to be trading with very, very large negative skew. This is the way we trade. This obviously not Sam will be horrified at the way this is done. But now they're now the sellers are coming back to swamp them.
Sellers came in heavy,
and heavy.
They came in really heavy there,
and blew it up. But I still think this is the thing. This is like the gasp of the sellers. they haven't been able to break the lows, and it could be just them just chasing away the early buyers. We'll see. We got about I think about 15 minutes before the open. So honestly, nothing that's happening here. It's like reading tea leaves. Nothing that's happening here is truly meaningful because everybody's really just waiting for the open. So it's it's few guys moving the markets up and down, and they're trying to press it down. So there we go.
These buyers at the top here, they just didn't post enough volume to really break through. They got absorbed, and then once the sellers came in, they just all kind of got taken out here, basically. So it was you saw the intention. They were trying to do it. Unfortunately, they just failed at the highs. But that's why having tight stops is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when you're taking a gamble.
Yeah, your stops have to be either super tight or super wide. Otherwise, you got to be on both ends of the spectrum. If you want to survive big negative moves with high probability trades, you need really wide stops. If you want to just hunt and peck until you hit that one clean trade, then you want to have tight stops. It's a matter of preference and style. But you got to know what you're doing either way and be prepared for the consequences.
Yeah. This is very rangy at the moment.
It's kind of dead. We got about.
But
15
notice now the sellers are willing to trade a little bit lower down. I'm going to get rid of this line because it's kind of in the way. But I saw a little bit of a chunk of sellers just came in there. They're willing to trade now lower down. They're not waiting for a decent kind of pullback to the highs before they come in. Right. So that's starting to look a bit like sellers might actually break the low here. Right. They might actually take control.
I have a super trend candle, which is like good for the next 5 points, which means like and it's actually just got done 42 to 34. We are at session lows, guys, trying to test them again.
Look at that. The buyer's instantly trying to take control again. This is a very tug of war right now.
Yeah, it is very much tug of war, and what's interesting is that like you see these periods of tug of war, and then all of a sudden, just like one side gives up, and that is when you get these beautiful 5, 10, 15-minute trend moves where one side is just attacking and the other side is running away.
Yeah,
it's really interesting to watch that develop in price action. Yeah,
but unfortunately, a lot of time trading is just sitting on your hands.
Yes, and just
there's not much you can do sometimes.
No, and that's that's the whole point. Is you should when there's no trades, there's no trades to be done. This is a micro double bottom here, but again, I don't have any reversal signals that that I could take. It's still my slope is still negative. The sellers are still kind of mildly dominating, and the buyers are really not stepped up. We need to see the buyers come in and step up and squeeze all these guys out.
Absolutely.
Do we test 30,000? That's what we've been talking about that English the whole morning long. That it seems like a natural stop, but then it's one of those kind of things. It's so obvious that is it obvious? Like sometimes something's so obvious it doesn't become, it becomes its own barrier because everybody is looking for the 30,000 break. So maybe everybody's parking in front of 30,000 to squeeze everybody out. But I think generally it's like you can overthink this. The simple, clean answer is we probably go 30,000. Even if it's just a quick test on the open, it just feels like we definitely do that.
Boom. Did you see that spike in volume right there?
Yeah.
Nice spike instantly appeared. That's buyers getting stopped at. Anyone who bought within this kind of range basically had their stops.
You can totally see that because the candle just jumped. Like even on the price candle, just jumped and popped. That's a clean stop out. Just like, hey, let me collect the stops, and then we'll decide what we want to do.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now what you need to see is sellers willing to keep shorting at the lows. If buyers take this opportunity to buy it up, that's when you get these kind of people call it like liquidity sweeps, basically.
Right. The other way. liquidity.
Yeah.
Right now, this was a stop run, and if the stop run gets trapped, if the stop runners get trapped, then done. They're going to get squeezed out.
So as long as sellers are willing to transact at the bottom, which they kind of are, it's not great volume. But again, pre-market volume is very hard to kind of
for
put
sure.
a lot of emphasis on because it's naturally very small, the volume.
We got 10
post-market, when the market opens, then you got such nice volume coming into the market. It's a lot better to see the intention.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you're dealing with like 30 contracts, 10 here, there,
it's just one or two guys. It's one or two guys that are down. It's like when we get the hundreds of contracts moving one or the other, and then the guys with 1,000 contracts really moving. That's what's going to determine the move, for sure. It's like the bigger the elephant, the smaller the room, the more movement there is. Sam, where are you? Where are you these days? Are you in UK or are you in Dubai?
I'm in London at the moment. In London.
Okay. No plans to go for the sunnier isles of Dubai?
I have a few plans. I have a few plans. I mean, I've been debating for quite a while now whether to move out there. To be honest.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, the whole tax-free situation is quite tempting. I'm not gonna pretend that isn't one of the big ones.
I've traveled to Dubai 1,000 times. First of all, I hadn't been there like maybe in 5 years. It's basically what happens after from COVID till about 25. We didn't go there, and first of all, it was insane when I went there before COVID. It is beyond. I don't even know how much more they can build. It is like just getting to the Mall of Emirates, just getting, was a 30-minute affair because there's just so much traffic. I mean, it's really a victim of its own success. It's become such a huge Mulgaus. But the whole thing about no taxes, guys, in Dubai, there's something called usage fees. You want your garbage collected, you pay usage fees. You want your utilities hooked up, you pay usage fees. It's just taxes in another form, but it's definitely much less and it's much more efficient. But it's not like it's it's a nirvana. I just I know many people who live there. You still got to
100%.
It's like HOA in America, homeowners association. Somebody's always gonna get you. You need to pay fees. But it is insane. I literally don't know what more. I feel like they just they're gonna run out of room and possibilities because it's such a. I felt it was like one of the most dynamic places I've ever been in the world. Like last time I was there. Yeah. The whole world.
I mean, they're always building something. Right. I mean, it is crazy. Like
here we are. We're bouncing.
Every time you go there, there's always something being built.
Right.
So.
But more importantly, it used to be just a tourist destination and just kind of a fun thing and like kind of a Vegas in the Middle East type of vibe with only entertainment. And now I feel like there's like a lot of serious people doing serious business there. That's what I mean about everybody in the world. It's like I see a lot of business people 9 o'clock at night coming out of offices. Like that's never something that you saw in Dubai all the time.
That's true.
I'm actually getting guys like still putzing around 13, 12 seconds. Now the buyers disappeared. I was like, we're on the cusp of actually getting another reversal signal on my thing. Let's see. The buyers are clearly trying to pump it here. 2 seconds, 1 second, no trade yet. No trade. But maybe the next one. The next one is turning green on mine. Just to let you guys know. It'll be interesting to see how it shows up on footprint. Whether we a lot of times my signals and the footprint signals are in sync. Because what the price is doing, the volume is showing. But so far nothing. Honestly, I think we're trying to read tea leaves right now until the market opens. It's 23 through 7 minutes to the open. We're just kind of chilling.
Yeah, there's not much really happening here. It looks like a barcode, the market at the moment. And I mean, technically you could just every time a candle closes, just reverse your position essentially. you would have made some decent money. But
you ever, the worst is, oh my God, have you ever been, I can't tell you how many times I've done this. The worst thing, if you're a momentum trader like I am, is You buy the high, it reverses. You sell the low, it reverses. You buy like in 10 minutes, you lose like half your account. Just there's nothing worth like this kind of grind. And then you look back at it and you go, what the hell was I doing? Price literally didn't move more than 5 points either way, and I somehow managed to burn $1,000 in drawdown. That's it's a very, very common thing. Getting trapped in this useless range.
It happens, man.
Huh?
It does happen. It happens to the best of us. It does.
You just get tripped.
It's just good to have like a max kind of loss you're willing to take in a day. When you hit that, just walk away, and then you never really make it.
The problem is that, you only realize you're in the middle of a disaster after it's happened. It's like post-mortem. You're like, I can't. The worst is when you look at the chart and you literally see just zero movement. Like, you were just so stupidly stubborn in trying to find the breakout when no breakout existed. Will basically will yourself into a breakout. You basically just traded breakdowns all day long. It's a common malady of all of us. We're all vulnerable to that. That's the whole point of trying to create good rules and trying to be patient and pace yourself, because I think that's probably the most. I mean, I wonder, give me a +1, guys, if you've ever found yourself in the what I call the chop frenzy, where you just frenziedly trying to will chop to become trend. Give me a +1 if you've ever. How many? If you've ever blown an account doing that, because I've certainly done that more than once, more than twice that I care to admit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Kevin's saying that, and I mean, at least we experience teaches us to at least understand that process, so that we're no longer completely surprised by it. Like this is very much that kind of price action. One green, one red. We are breaking lows a little bit. They are pressing a little bit.
Finally breaking. Something's happening.
Yeah, finally breaking. I guess
5 minutes before the open.
Now remember, guys. The other thing is, talk about a huge. By the way, Sam, I'm curious on the futures, on the eval. Is it a 50% consistency rule? Like how much maximum can you make during the day?
I think we recently may have changed it. I have to double check on the FAQs, because we had to talk about actually removing the consistency. I don't think it's happened just yet, but there was some chatter about it.
If that would be like, if that's going to be like, you think the official policy may be that you could actually get funded in one day? Is that what they're moving to?
We've had talks about implementing
that'd be super. I mean, like, if you guys come out with that would be just, because first of all, think about this. If you guys come out with that, this is going to be the only platform where you have really great risk reward odds. It's inexpensive, and not just inexpensive. It will pay you back. It will refund you back the fee. So like using our, like one big trade, get funded type of strategy would be amazing. If that rule comes in, even like 50% consistency is good, but like no consistency, that would be mind blowing. It would really, really create a super competitive product on the future side. So I'll keep you guys abreast. I'll find out if that rule comes into play. But if it does, it's going to really, really make it very, very interesting for Hola. We are taking the 30s, right? Am I going close? We're
almost at like 18 points away.
They're just drilling. Now, by the way, guys, what I was going to say, the reason why I thought about this is because remember, the opening candle usually is going to rip. Like, I may be wrong, but I think they're going to just rip it 100 points against, because they always do this. They bring it down just so they can rip it up. There's probably orders to buy, and they're nudging it down so they can just rip it, and then after 5-10 minutes, the actual move is going to establish itself. I would be shocked. I mean, anything can happen, but I would be shocked if the opening candle is 100 points down as we're drifting low. I mean, it could be that way. They could be anticipating, but this feels very much to me like dealer price action to trip to sell, for everybody to sell to them really, really cheap, so they can just rip their faces off on the opening candle. But we'll see if I'm right. Having been a dealer myself, it's a common practice. Oh, what a surprise! We're popping up. Oh,
There we go.
What a surprise! We just popped up like a ball underneath a bathtub of water. Let's see. We got 1 minute to the open. We got actually 2 minutes to the open. 47 seconds. I don't. This is not a even if this was not the open. It's not a reversal. It's not a reversal signal for me. So I'm not getting super jazzed. But just kind of telling you all the little opening round games that everybody likes to play here. As everybody goes, but we tested the 30. I mean, it was very, very obvious, right? They kind of came in. What was the low, the absolute low here? Not quite 30.
14.
12, 14. And then boom, somebody just came in and said, let me sweep the ladder. Let me just blow all of these late shorts out of the water. So we got 1 minute to go.
1 more minute.
1 more minute to go to liftoff. We'll see how that plays out.
Here we go.
47, 48. Drop and pump, right? Drop and pump, or pump and dump. No, it's pump and dump. It's pump and dump, or drop and pop. That's what it is. English, you're screwing me up with my little colloquialisms. It's a pump and dump, or drop and pop. And so this is maybe a drop and pop. We'll see. We'll see. We got 20 seconds to the open. Now, the other most surprising thing is that we have just like no movement. Like that would be the most anticlimactic thing ever. But I've seen that too happen on the NFPs where it's just like no movement either way. Okay, 5 seconds to the open.
Here we go.
We're open. Oh, we're going down. Let's see. No, we just
there it is.
There we go. Okay, it's a 60-point move, and now we're going to go. I'm pretty confident they're going to move this to 3080, maybe even 3100 before they're done slaughtering the shorts. This is by the way, it's in no way, shape, or form is this a tradable kind of a thing. It's just an observation because unless you're coming in with like a 100-point stop and a lightning fast exit, you can't just play this game well. But you could see it was definitely a drop and pop. And now they're gonna they ran the 30,000. Now they crashed on the up. Now the game.
Look at the volume spike. Real quick, just look at that spike in volume at 30,000 on the dot. That's definitely a lot of take profits basically getting hit. So we know some sellers have exited the market. And this can give an opportunity for buyers to take control potentially if sellers do not come back in. But it's so quick, this is almost impossible to read. You need to be like a AI algorithm to read this in real time. So you just got to let it cool down and then.
Well, remember, yes, you have the short reaction, but then like you're gonna have. The point is there'll be a counter reaction, and it may be the next couple. Like as a matter of fact, the counter reaction is kind of taking place now. They're sweeping. They're going to take out the highs of that candle. Look at that. Now they're going to squeeze. I told you. So second candle is the move. That's the move. Now they just they took it all out, and they're going to take it to 100 before they settle down. Now the interesting part. This is where it gets super interesting. Now, because these are high volatility candles, is who holds the highs, who holds the lows, in my opinion. If the buyers right now pressing it, and whatever sell-off we have doesn't even come close to testing the lows of this candle, they're going to press it right back up. Matter of fact, they may want to, after they drifted it all over. This is the key. Like I'll show you on my charts later, but this is just a trademark dealer move. Drift it lower, then pop it. Not maybe on the second candle up. And try to squeeze it up, maybe even try to squeeze it up to session highs, but certainly try to squeeze it up to maybe 30-20. Slopes turn positive for me. I'm trying to see.
Sellers are struggling here. You're seeing a lot of sellers trying to come in, and they're kind of struggling to push it down.
Right.
I'm not going to write them off just yet, but this is not looking too good. They might have enough power to break through here, but they are struggling a bit. In this area.
Are you saying the sellers can't get it down? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
very
no,
they're
I
struggling.
think they're gonna get. I am very confident they're gonna rip. They're gonna go higher on like the candle. They're gonna break the highs of this breakout candle. I think they're gonna whatever selling they have right now, it's gonna be weak. Like the buyers are gonna force cover them, and they may
Right.
force cover them all the way up to VWAP, which is at around 167. So I would be a buy. I actually have a buy trend trade here. As a matter of fact, you know what? I should probably trade instead of yapping.
This is not a bad place. I just want to see. I want to see some. You see, when the sellers do come in like there, they can do some damage. It was looking a bit. It was looking a little bit weak on the sell side around here, but then those buyers got trapped at the bottom. Buyers are buying it up. It's just moving too quick.
Right.
For a decent trade at this moment in time. I'm trying to keep my eye on each number to see if there's any big jump in any of these numbers. I might have to change the tick size here because the clusters are just a little bit too small for my liking.
Yep. I have both buy trend and sell trend as my indicators. Now, this is interesting. Remember, I was super confident they were going to break the highs, but now they're definitely trying to test the lows. So there goes. Yeah. So, as I always say, it's really good that I don't trade my opinion. I just trade my strategy. So let's see. Right now, I got no signals. I had a buy signal that resolved very, very quickly that I missed. Now I'm going to just stay very patient. So basically, my only possibility right now is just a regular buy trend signal or a sell trend signal. We're in an uptrend right now on my charts, so it would be a buy trend signal if it came in. Super trends are not showing up. There's no clean, clear super trend signal for me at all. And actually, the drop and pop is getting unwound. Interesting. So now I'm actually getting a sell super trend signal, which is gone away. I'll let you know if it excuse me, if it actually actualized. 40 seconds left, so a lot of stuff to do between now and then. But let's see.
There's a lot of volume being posted right now.
Yeah, I mean, the buyers just swept them, and then the sellers came back down. But now the buyers are still making a stand.
Yeah, buyers are not giving up yet. But both sides are just absolutely. It's like machine gun fire from both sides. It's kind of,
right. It's like mutual assured destruction, and like in these type of candles, especially when your setups are not giving you any signals, you literally need
right now. I've
down.
got nothing right now. Yeah, this could go either way for me because it really just comes down to who's going to put in more volume. There could be a buyer that comes in right now, posts a lot of volume. They'll get this market up. And there's no way of knowing if that's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? There's no logical kind of reasoning you can really put into that.
Right.
So you have to wait for the market to calm down a little bit.
Had this great thought. I just want to say that don't be a victim of volatility. That's your job. Don't be a victim of volatility because that's what you have. I'm getting a super sell signal. It's 25 seconds to the completion. We'll see if it holds. But if it does, we're testing for actually fresh lows, supercell signal, just disappeared. So don't be a victim to volatility. That's my new thing.
That's interesting. Right on that low, we just saw a ton of sell contracts come in. That's obviously exits.
Yeah.
Whether that's take profits or buyers getting stopped out, it could be an element of both. But
it was so fast, guys. I had a supercell. I sold it. And it covered already. It's made money. So you snooze, you win. But and I'll show it to you on the charts in a little bit. As I want Sam to kind of read his volume for a while, and I'll show you what I'm doing. But basically, I had a supercell. Sorry. Very quick 5-point scalp. Now nothing. Now we're just kind of quiet. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I'm seeing potential for a buy here. It just comes down to how good these sellers are. Because they're posting a lot of volume, they're getting absorbed right now. I want to get above them just like that, and then I can have. All right, I'm going to go in long, have my stop literally below here. I want to see these buyers add a bit.
So
But if we get below those 1, 2, if we get below here and let those sellers out, then I have to get out because we're getting below already. Yeah, it happened quick. That did. But I'm seeing potential here.
I think you're right. I think you were just a little.
There it might be it. Nah, the buyers keep getting absorbed every time they're posting volume. They can't seem to. They get sellers just shorting into them. So sellers are still very eager to sell, even though we're low down. I don't think it's ready yet.
Yeah, it's neutralizing for me. It's neutralizing. It's not doing anything, you know. Although I'm getting another super sell signal. 10-9 seconds left. If it holds, it's going to be another sell.
Holy crap! Holy moly! Those are all the buyers getting stopped out there. Holy crap! That's a lot of contracts.
I just sold and covered again.
Yeah,
my super sell signal. You know, I'm following momentum, babies, until momentum follows me. So this is actually. No, I have one more. I guess I have one more shot at my holster. It's three dots to the downside, but it actually just reversed pretty strongly for me at this 90-60. Somebody posted 90-60 in chat. I don't remember who it was back in chat. They were saying 90-60 could be the support level. I don't know why they were looking at it, but maybe there was some kind of a long confluence number. But it's clear that bounced back up now a little bit. I want to ask you, Sam, do you ever you know, it's obvious, you know, you're looking for this shift, but do you ever say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to take, let's imagine a situation where this thing just pops now to 30.80, right? And so the stop is a much larger stop, you know, in terms of the lows of the thing, but it gives you a much greater confidence that it's going to extend. Do you ever sort of trade that approach, or you just really want to catch the turn quick? If you're walking, that's
if I can't have a tight stop, then I don't trade it basically.
Yeah. Well, this is all a function of personality, right? It's all a function of personality.
If you look at my history, a lot of the time, if you look at the trade history on mine, if I go to yesterday or something, you'll have loads of little stop outs, small little stop losses, and then there'll be 1 or 2 trades where you catch that extension.
Right,
and that's
where you catch the big move. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You are what we call in America the long ball hitter, that's. I actually know another executive at another prop firm who trades exactly the same way. So it's very much a fun. And he actually told me one time. He said, "I don't care about getting stopped out 100 times in a day. I'll do that until I catch the big move." And that's amazing if you have that personality. To me, that sounded horrible, but to him, he was completely natural. And I'm sure it's pretty natural to you. You don't care. You get stopped 10 times, and then you just catch the one big move that goes.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to have really tight stops, basically.
Yep.
For some reason, my trade history isn't appearing here from yesterday.
I think I don't think it goes. Does that platform?
Okay.
Show you yesterday's? I think it only shows you today's history.
Right, gotcha. But yeah,
so guys, super trend again on 19 seconds left on my candle. I'm going to do a little bit lighter size on this because this is my third entry. But let's give it a shot. Let's see if this is still going to. 10 seconds left on the candle. It definitely looking super trendy to me. Let's see if we get a little bit of a move here. I am selling the lows. Selling the lows, and let's see if it completes. It may just bounce up against me, but I'm doing small size just because I know this was my third trade, and this one's gonna probably stuff me. Let's see if it comes in. Yes, I managed to survive it. Okay,
nice.
I'm gonna get out. Yes, I mean, there you see. Look at that reversal. Holy shit! That's why I trade with big stops, because you have to give yourself the room for volatility. But I knew this was a much more dangerous trade. As I said to you, the first two usually are the best ones. We're still in negative trend, but this is 9:45. Usually, the first 15 minutes is when a lot of the puke job gets done. Now, 9:45 to 10 o'clock if all the initial positioning is kind of done, this is where it gets interesting, and you might get counter trenders coming in and repositioning themselves. Where now the trade is, let's get it back up to 30,000 and stop everybody else who's sitting there on a short, thinking that that level is never going to be hit again. See, now we're turning around, right, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to wait because the sellers are just so aggressive. I'm worried that look, instantly they just trap those buyers. I need to wait. Essentially, what I need to wait for is when sellers start not showing interest in shorting anymore. When they start failing, potentially a little bit of failure we saw there from the sellers. But again, the moment it could go up for a little bit, but then the sellers will just come in hard again and just instantly push the market down. So until that kind of stops, look at this volume coming in.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
I have another super trend candle just showing up, although it disappeared. It disappeared now. It disappeared.
See, I would love to go in long right now. I'll be honest. I would love, because I can have a really tight stop, but I just know.
No, they just it's a false hope here. But what I was going to say to you is, a thought here is, why not wait until the candle completes and that's it. It's definitive that there is, maybe take a little bit of a bigger stop here, but it's definitive that they haven't touched it, that they made the low. And then if you have the buy volume to kind of confirm to you, you just trade a little bit of a bigger trade. This right now, still, guys, super still in place, although it keeps failing. What it means is they keep testing the lows, but not holding the lows. Although now they are holding the lows. We'll see. Bottom line is, it's still a slaughterhouse to the to the short side right now. 3, 2, 1. Another sell signal. I should have taken this trade. I'm just yapping, but that was a sell signal for me. So fine, okay. Now
something is starting to happen though. Something is starting to happen. This is the first kind of sign of weakness I'm seeing from the sellers. They're posting a lot of volume. Don't get me wrong, they're still pushing it down.
All right.
But they're struggling a lot more than they did.
So they're struggling to make any progress. Like right now, if you look at fresh lows are being made by 1 or 2 points for new lows, not 5-10 points of new lows. That's actually a really cool thing. I just realized. I think we could track that.
Holy crap!
Yeah, they're swapping it.
As soon as we said that, look at that. They just posted the volume and boom.
You know the idea of delta of volume. What's interesting is the delta of price. What I mean by that is how much of if you have a new the prior candle made a low. How much more low did it make new low by 5 points, 3 points, 2 points? The actual delta of new lows could be a really interesting insight into
that absolutely could. I saw your Claude AI video. That was awesome, man. Like how you did the back testing.
Oh yeah, it's
strategies.
It's amazing. I am it's really a good thing that I'm on a all you can eat plan, because I think nobody's losing more money on me than Claude. I literally live with it now. It's really incredible tool. As a matter of fact, I am actually we're creating a whole AI trading course where we've created a whole bunch of tools and a whole bunch of tools to help traders literally write their own indicators without knowing anything, not knowing Claude, not knowing it, just to press a button and it will actually Claude is going to make beautiful indicators for you. So it's going to be very, very cool. I'm very excited about it. It's a really, really beautiful way to get people introduced into AI with no technical angst. I take all the technical angst out of it by creating all these really cool tools. So very excited. Also creating a whole bunch of new stuff for Prop Trader Edge, which you guys will see. So we created a beautiful trade analyzer. Look at this, just crushing it, man. Sam, there is no bottom right now. There is just no bottom.
Yeah. So I'll try a little bit there, but no, didn't work out yet.
I'm super trend all the way. I'm kind of just not even, if I was zoned in, I'd be selling another 3 or 4 super trends. But that's it. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 super trend signals into the row. When we get to 7 or 8, just the actual actuarial numbers tell you that we're closer. We're getting overdone. We're clearly overdone now. But we took out. I mean, holy shit! We took out 30,000. Now we took out 900. We are 600 points down. I mean, this is just now. It's just now. It feels like panic liquidation a little bit, honestly. Now and look at gold. By the way, guys, gold. Holy cow! Did I call gold? Look at gold. Gold is going to go 4,400. That's been like a pure trade to the downside.
Okay.
Johnny Trade says we're going 29,820. Well, we're like very close there, Johnny. It's not like where are we at? 884, maybe 820. We'll see, but it's close enough for government work. But anyways, what was I saying? So I was saying tools were coming. So one tool that I made that you guys are gonna love, it's gonna be on Prop Trader Edge soon. Is how Sam talked about how he watched my Claude video, but there's 1,000, 10,000, 20,000 trading videos on YouTube, right? And if you want to watch them, it's an enormous amount of time suck. You basically you have to watch the whole hour video to figure out what's inside of it, right? So I made this tool where all you do is punch in the URL of the YouTube video, and it takes 30 to 60 seconds. And what it does is it processes everything in that video. It tells you everything that this video is all about in nice little bullet chapter form. It tells you exactly at what minute in the video this particular subject is covered. And it embeds the actual video in the page so you could then watch it while going through the whole thing. It basically takes a 60-minute thing and turns it into a 30-second lesson. And then it saves everything for you as notes. So it's really, really cool. I'm very, very excited about it. Holy shit. Johnny Trades is right, man. We're going to 820. Guys, crazy, wow. Right? What a crushing open here to the downside. Just pure. Those of you guys who are trading my BFF, you see it's just been super trend all the way, right? Super trend all the way. Even the volatility is not really killing the trades because they're just moving down.
Holy crap! This is one hell of a sell-off.
2% down on the day today. Which, by the way, so here's the thing: we have a 2% sell-off. The one thing I'm absolutely confident about is there'll be a vicious counter trend rally sometime today, where it's going to be a couple hundred points the other way. That's going to be brutal just the other way. It's always that way in the markets. But the point is, you can't be thinking about this right now. It will be coming, and when it does, it will showcase itself.
Yeah.
Clay is saying watch 29,800. Johnny says 29,820. Johnny, you were pretty close. It's at the low was 845, so close enough for government work, as I said. Okay, we have made the first low. Like non-testable low. This is the first candle that has not tested the lows. I have my first blue candle, which shows sellers slowing down. That's all it does. Nothing else. We are deep in oversold territory. But if you're interested, like if Sam is looking, for the small risks, maybe it's setting up over here for a quick pop.
Well, I put a line at 859. Because there was a nice little gap in volume there. So I expected some kind of drop, some kind of reaction here. We've had a bit of a reaction, but I want to see if there's going to be any potential follow through. I like the fact that now the volume distribution is being a little bit more bullish, but these sellers could come in so hard and just push this market down. I might go in for, I just want to see something. I want to see something a bit more definite. I want to see these sellers fail, get trapped, something like that. I want to see some fresh sellers there. They did get trapped a bit. This could be it. All right, I'm going in.
That's it. We just flipped the green on my candle. Let's see.
All right. I have my stop. I mean, realistically, I have to have it here. I don't like it bigger than I wanted.
Keep it at the lows. Let's see if it does. It's okay. Give it a second.
I saw a buyer.
It just give it some.
Buyer was right here that came in. If that person doesn't defend, they're defending a little bit. You can see it's turning green again.
Right.
Every time.
Breathing room.
I need that person to defend. If they don't, we're screwed.
Right. It's okay. Give us some breathing room. I think we pop.
50, gone 60. We're getting trapped. It's not looking. Come on, get above those sellers. Get above that buyer. That's it. Get above 70. Good. 80. All right. We're back in the clear a little bit. All right. Extend up. Come on. Squeeze out some of these sellers. Let's make a move. I think back to like 920 potentially. Maybe up to here as well.
Yeah. I mean,
a little bit.
920 is where the sell block is located. So that would be a natural bust. But it's still a struggle, guys. Like, it's clear that the sellers are not giving up quite yet, but you can see the buyers just sensing blood. They're just sensing blood in the water. They know they got them. They know they got these fuckers trapped. Now they're going to take them out.
Come on, post some more volume, buyers. Come on, post. They're getting absorbed at the top here, man. I don't know if they have enough in them to actually break through here, but we'll see.
It's standing in front of it. Let's see. What's your entry on this?
I honestly, I don't actually fully know. Is that 9881? 881, yeah. These sellers just come in a bit too strong. That buyer needs to now, again, post more volume to defend his area here. He keeps doing it, which is good. Whoever that person is, you're a blessing. Well done. But you need to keep posting more, man. They're really defending. That buyer there is defending his position quite well.
There you
so that's
go.
giving me a bit more hope.
Starting to break it out. They're going to take out the highs of that prior candle. Started to run it a little bit. Like you said, that ICT 920 block is where they want to bust it. Now they're going to bust the block. Bust the block. Now, Sam, you have the ability to hold on to this. I would be long gone with my profits at this point.
But
you have to hold up.
If we can stop out some of these sellers, if we can squeeze them out, I just don't think it's going to happen. To be honest, the sellers are way too eager. Every time we get to the highs, they're just jumping in. Everyone and his dog wants to sell right now because of the big sell-off. But that buyer is doing very well. I'm actually very impressed by this buyer. Every time it comes back to their entry, they're defending it. They're pushing it back up. So I have some good confidence in that buyer.
Really interesting.
Look, I mean, it's an entity with a lot of capital, that's for sure. But they can still lose only because they got a lot of money. Doesn't mean that, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Necessarily going to win.
Right. All money runs out in the end, but like, it's a question of whether this is enough to push us up. So yeah, it's very interesting because you literally see the whole resolution happening here, and it may be early. Like this is the session low. The natural flow of things is to test the session lows and then eventually, have the buyers, the sellers get completely exhausted and have the buyers lift it up. It's rare that we get the V-shaped moves, and this is basically a bet on a V-shaped move. But we're trying to hold it.
I think it's happening now.
Yeah, now
the sellers are transacting quite low, and I think that buyer's starting to exit. I can see the volume spike. There it is.
See, now they're going to test the lows. Test the lows.
Yeah.
And the next wave, that's probably going to be the right wave. But now they broke the lows. And actually, what was it? Johnny Trades was saying, what, 820? 838.
820 down there. Yeah.
Johnny Trades had his numbers on the game. Really interesting. Excuse me. Oh,
bless you.
Thank you. All right, I am. Where am I? My sell trend is a almost a 90% trade here. This candle does not break the highs of this candle. It's going to be a sell for me. So I got 41 seconds left to see. But if this candle does not rally and take out the highs of the prior candle, I'm gonna be selling. That's a sell trend condition for me for this.
Ooh, that was interesting. Something happened there. I didn't quite catch what exactly happened, but something happened there. There was a big chunk of volume disappeared. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, sure, Johnny. You can. We are completely open to any videos. You can post it up here. Absolutely. Um, sorry, I'm just watching. Oh shit, I missed my
No,
trade.
fine.
I'm sorry. I'm watching chat and I missed my trade. So that trade would have been done for me on the scalp. So I told you that was a sell trade, 90% accurate. I would have shorted that. Boom, that would have been done. Anyways, um,
Oh,
good for everybody. Sorry, I watched the chat and I wasn't with me. You snooze, you lose. You got to be in it on the close of the candle. So I missed that opportunity, but I'm okay. We're moving forward with our progress. Another super trend candle showing up, guys. This is 673 points to the downside, 2.2% on Nasdaq. By far the biggest decline. Gold is the other one. Gold is down. Gold is down. Holy moly, guacamole! Gold is down 100 points. Wow,
what?
that was
Holy crap!
yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah, really, really nice thing.
Yeah, this is one of those days where
Jackie says
until they
yeah.
Until they stop selling, until people stop selling, this is just keep going, man. And the pullbacks are so shallow. You're not getting real pullbacks. Biggest pullback we had was this. What was that? That was like barely 50 points, not even 30 points. Next to nothing.
They slapped that buyer out of existence. The lesson here for me, and it's fascinating to watch this. Fortunately, I haven't been trying to take the opposite trades. Is until they start printing momentum dots to the upside, until they actually show they can take out the highs. There's no trades here. Wow!
Yeah.
Holy cow! We just took out the 800 level. This is
when was the last time we had a day like this where it just kept going? This has been a while since we had one of these kind of. I like to call them like a train day, where the market just moves like a train. It just doesn't stop.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. And I just, let me just show my chart for just 1 second, just to show you what the super trend
looks like. Please, by all means.
So look at the super trend. This is what I mean about, look how cool it is. If you're just trading the neon candles, you're selling every neon candle you can. Now I stopped, I traded over here, then I stopped around the third, because that's usually my stop level. But then it just started again. Then we had a counter trend move, and now you can restart again. And now we have a brand new sub block. So 1, 2, 3. I pretty much would stop over here, but it doesn't mean that the super trend won't continue for a while. But if you take the meat of the trade on the super trends, you see how easy it is to pluck out the move with all this visualization that's happening. It's pretty cool. See, super trend actually moved to the top of the chart here at 88% accurate, 5 over break even. So very, very, just easy to see. All right, we're gonna see. We're still making fresh lows. Just there's no mercy for the longs here right now. We are.
All right, we've taken out a significant low just now. We've touched at 764.
This one right here. Interesting.
Yeah.
What was that from? From where?
That was from a few days back. Before that, actually, that was quite a while ago. That was all the way back on the 28th of May.
Okay.
We had a low, and then there's another one on the 26th of May, spiked down at around 743.
So we're going to use.
I'm expecting a whipsaw here, a little bit of a pullback or something.
This is my boomer magnifying glass. What do we have here? We have a micro V-shaped bottom, if it holds. This is very much a spec trade. There's 30 seconds left on the candle, but if this V-shaped bottom holds, the trade is you hold against the low here for possibly move back up towards the sell block. This is finally starting to show a little bit of juice. I'm going to take a trade just for shits and giggles to the buy side here. See if it works. Oh, I'm in a different account. Let me switch accounts. Oh, it's too fast. Look at this. So I was in here. I told you I took a trade for shits and giggles to the buy side. Boom, that got done. But remember, when I was telling you guys I'm shorting the super trend. This is me shorting the super trend. Ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. Very nice, very clean. Nice machine. Ola's gonna owe me a refund, guys. I'm going for the refund. Let's all go for the refund. Let's go. Get those Ola accounts so we can get the refunds. I think we're gonna run a contest. First one who gets a refund, I buy a mistake.
Oh,
that'll be the contest. I think we're gonna run with Ola. Or I send them a package of Omaha steaks because everybody's all over the place. I think that's actually a really cool, fun thing to do because 90% of my guys are like dads who barbecue, so for sure they would want
right.
But yeah, so it was just fun. It was not a setup in any way, shape, or form of my stuff, but just wanted to show you that market is like a microcosm of it's all sort of a fractal, right? Every small pattern shows up on the big pattern. So the same kind of a thing. You see this little V-shaped move over here. You use that as a low, popped up. Same thing. V-shaped move over here. Use that as a low for a pop up. Does it? Is that a good trade? No, but it's a trade that happens that you can take advantage of if you wanted to. Sellers coming back down, but now we are testing that low. So it's be interesting to see. Sam, I'm going to flip over, give you like one last run at the chart here. I'm going to remove myself, put you on there.
That's fine.
See what you're seeing on the volume side, because I have a feeling we're now past the 10 o'clock. We've sort of we've had that 2% down move. The puke job is mostly over, and now comes the clinical analysis of where where the buyers could kind of come up and pick up the.
If they don't come here, then I don't know, man. Then this is gonna.
Yeah, then it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. We're going to zero.
If we get below this 82 here, that appeared in one split second, so it's got to be a big buyer. I'm seeing if that person can defend, and because all that needs to happen, right? Is one of these big buyers need to come in, defend a lot.
Right.
If they can squeeze out some of the sellers will back off, and then we get a really nice move up.
I think you're close.
For a really good
we failed to make fresh lows, guys. Just letting you know, failed to make fresh lows. Getting blue candles, which are indication of buying interest on my part. If we don't make a fresh low, I think we have a reasonable chance here to go up. Michael is correcting me that in Texas, what we call barbecuing here in Northeast is they call grilling, and the barbecue is actually takes like 10 hours. Yes, I know. We don't care, Michael. We're like Northeast, wannabe cooks. So
that buyer's out, I think. The buyer's out.
What's that?
The buyer's out as well. Every time they tried to take it, it's not happening. This is sell pressure, like
a lot of sell pressure.
This is beyond.
But
normal.
Noted, guys, we are under the 800, under the round number, double bottom test right now. Again, give it another 2 minutes. Let's see if they make fresh lows. If they don't make fresh lows in the next couple of minutes, you can feel it. My slope actually just turned positive. That is my earliest indication of buying, selling interest, and the slope has turned positive.
Oh, shit. What have I done? Okay.
You made your little bricks. So I'm just telling you, slope is positive. That's usually like always the first indication. Have not made new lows. Slope is positive. If I was, speculating, as they say in Texas, I've got a white dot. All signals are pointing to at least a modicum pop here on my end. Just letting you guys know. It's not a setup for me, but if I'm analyzing it from this perspective, that's what I'm seeing.
Let's go back to the 1 minute. Just needed to 15-minute. Come on, zoom
Watch
in.
for profit taking near the sleeve. You mean profit taking on the shorts? They're going to start squeezing it up. Yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah,
Like
shorts have definitely.
I'm gonna mark myself a buyer right now at 8.12. Okay, just I'm not buying it, but I'm just marking myself 8.12. And I think
They actually managed
8.50.
Yeah, no, the buyers. Don't get me wrong; they're doing half decent right now, but they need to. They really need to take it. They need to squeeze out more sellers.
I think
sellers are still coming in.
I'm just telling you, I'm long 8.12. The stop would be like around 770, targeting 8.50. I have the first super trend buy signal on my charts. I think we pop a little bit. If they break my heart, they break my heart. I'm actually not trading this one. I'm just narrating it for you. But that's what I would be doing if I'm looking at this. I think we'd go to 8.50. Where are we at? 8.30? We're 20 points away. I think they're going to squeeze it up a little bit. So I'm in at 12. If you guys know me, I would have already been out at profit. But I'm trying to trade like Sam, and the only way I can do that is by being virtual. So 8.45, 8.48. Can we hit the 50s? 8.49, 8.49. Come on, baby. Hit my 50s. Well, it was close enough for Boris's work. But I said to you, I was long 8.12s. Now this thing fucking dies. Of course, they kill the buyers. No. What was the high on the move here? 49.70, 49.75. God, by the way, do you not absolutely hate it when you have target, right? There we go. 53s. Right there.
Frick yeah, now what an absolute.
See,
what an absolute
Sam,
I
traded your volume for you. I did that for you, like a nice big.
No, you did well. You did well.
But I was gonna say, do you not freaking hate it when you are like you have a limit exit and it goes? Let's say your exit is 50 and the high is 49.75, and then it drops against you. You're like, how much do I hate that?
Yeah.
Anyways, that was a crisp, clean turn after they double bottomed that. It's pretty clean and clear on my charts to be able to call that. So I'm glad. Hopefully, some of you guys caught that. Anybody catch that reversal? Amazing 29,350 and under. Short-term retrace should move low after the rest of the current. I have no idea if it's going to move low or not. We trade the next 5 minutes. But we did catch that turn for you guys. Anybody catch that turn with me? Anybody trade that 8.12 entry with me, or no? Anyways, today is usually Friday is a very sleepy day. Today is just 1,000 different trades. It's really a lot of fun. Kelvin says he did. Good for you, Kelvin. Nice job. Nice job. Anybody else bank? I want to see more people bank and do right here. Hey, Johnny Chase, did you post that video? Did you post the link? I don't see the link, my friend. All right, now we're coming back off the thing. Now it's just going to be ping pong for a while. Erica took the reversal. Good for you. Who else? Yes, it's further up. Further up. Where's the link? Am I missing the link? I don't see it, my friend.
He's YouTube sometimes stops the link from.
Johnny says he's managing a short. All right, come on, step away from the screen. Step away from the screen, sir. Put your hands behind your back. Relax. How about now? No, I don't. Oh, are you posting in? You know what? Sorry, you're from X, so it's not posting. For some reason, like if you're on X, it's not going to post on my YouTube. I see your chat, but not my YouTube. Do me a favor, just send. I'm going to give you an address. contact@bktraders.com. Send it to me, and I'll post it later, maybe on Monday, if it's an interesting video. But how cool is that little app that I told you about, Sam? The idea of just basically taking all those YouTube video trading strategies and just having it analyze it for you. And if you then you go through 10 of them, you say, oh, maybe I want to watch this one. And instead of, spending your whole afternoon, you can just spend an hour really getting the ones that you want.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds really good.
I basically made it for myself, but I was like, oh, this is going to be a great app for Prop Trader Edge. Anyways, guys, really, really fun session. I had a really great time. I hope looks like everybody, most people banked and had a great time. You ran the shorts and then you ran the reversals. And I'm sure Sam's going to trade a little bit more as the day progresses. You know what people were asking? I don't know if you have this. They were asking, Sam, do you have any kind of a course or any kind of a video on your volume?
No, just on my personal channel I do, but I don't like sell courses or anything like that. Okay. No.
What's your personal channel? Yeah. Just
so it's just my name and then futures. So I'll put it in the
Sam
chat.
Selling futures.
Yeah.
All right. Who knew Sam had his own personal channel? Look at this, guys. Yeah.
I'll just there you go. I'll put it in the chat.
All right, awesome.
Hopefully that.
There we go.
That works.
Futures, right. All right, cool. That's really cool, guys.
Awesome.
So that's like a nice resource for everybody. So it's great. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. Days, still ahead of us. For those of you guys that want to trade, I have to go deal with Kathy and marketing as usual. Sam, have a great evening. It's almost
thank you, Boris.
Almost the end of the day for you, right?
No, it's only 3 p.m.
Oh, it's 3 p.m. I'm always lost. It's almost time for a drink. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, it's time for a drink.
In UK, it's almost always time for a drink. It's always time for a drink. Thank you again. What a great session as always. Love this, guys. It's all on YouTube, of course. Don't forget, the amazing promotions on Hola. As I said, they're going to refund your fee if you pass it through. We're going to try to investigate this whole thing with consistency rules, but if they change that, that's going to make it even hotter. But overall, amazing. We're going to keep trading these accounts. Try to run into the 6,000, and whoever gets there first, I will buy you a set of Omaha steaks. So have a great time. Don't forget. Let me just put the Hola code in here so everybody can remember. The code is EDGE. Don't forget to use the word EDGE to get the full discount. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Sam, for everything. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We're back on Monday, as always, and I will see you guys then.
Thank you all.
Thanks,
Take
Sam.
care.
Bye. Bye.